getting after it out here on the Voskcoin mining farm. Let's go. We just pulled in another 600 amps of electricity, bringing us up to 2,200 amps of Bitcoin and crypto mining power out here on the farm. When you factor in some peripheral stuff and a little bit of overhead, I like to think that I essentially have 2,000 single phase, 240 voltage amps of electricity for Bitcoin and crypto mining. This is our new service. We've got a bigger, better, beefier meter. It's using a CT, a transformer cabinet here. The 600 amp is just going to be better across the board for us. Most of our other electric services out here have been 400 amp services, but knowing what I know now, doing a new thing and expanding, I definitely opted for 600 amps of electricity. A quick rule of thumb is you can basically put 12 full-size Bitcoin miners on about 200 amps. So we got 600 amps. That would mean that we could deploy another 36 full-size Bitcoin mining rigs, pulling full power, not underclocked or anything like that. Behind me is the gray Voskcoin immersion shed where we utilize liquid cooling for our various mining rigs in there. And here is our latest addition, another C6 dry cooler, and well, just like a rap song, we dropped the top, I guess. Wasn't planned, but that's what happened. So my electric company is getting sick of me adding more and more single phase services. They're trying to push me into a corner and make me pay $120,000 to pull 3-phase electricity out here, and I could basically have as much electricity as I wanted. Before you know it, I'd end up spending $250,000 between that 120 and then additional electrical infrastructure, parts, labor, and then also even a building to put it, because it would need to go somewhere. So I'm apprehensive and dragging my feet on that. When I think of $250,000 and how I would want to spend that, well, I'd rather turn everything behind me into a solar array, which we are now installing our first pilot solar array out here. 80 430 watt rec panels, 34.4 kilowatt system that should produce over 43,000 kilowatt hours per year, which will zero out my electricity bill at the house, allow me to run one full-size Bitcoin miner all the time, and then also run some extra stuff, peripherals, mini split, charge the Tesla. I got an electric car because if we're going to be producing our own energy, finally, may as well be driving for free, if you will. And it was like 40 grand and 0% APR nearly. Very interesting, very lucrative deal. 0% APR with the way that even now the inflation is still awful. It's like free money as far as I'm concerned. So on the Green Shed service, may have to rebrand it to just the Green Shed, if you will. If you know, you know. I've got a 400 amp service, right? So I have two 200 amp panels back there. And I'm gonna run 3 125 amp circuits from the main panel. I'll explain. I'm gonna run it over here, right, from that Green Shed to the Digital Shovel mini pod. I can run 88 miners in this mini pod M300 based on space, but I don't have the electrical capacity to be able to do that. Well, I'm actively working on fixing that.
If you ask around the mining community, you say, I want to go to a mining conference. What do people recommend? They recommend Mining Disrupt, and for good reason. We've got a link to discounted Mining Disrupt conference ticket sales down in the video description below. Thanks to them for sponsoring.
From the Green Shed service I was just talking about, I will be able to run at least 6, if not like 10 mining rigs additional in here, bringing me from around 24 full-size miners, which I'm running more than that because I have mining rigs that use less electricity. But let's just say 24, I'll go to at least 30. I'm pulling in another 3 125 amp circuits from the new 600 amp circuit into this pod, which will allow me to run another 12 or so mining rigs. And I'm running multiple circuits, right, because I'm running these into these PDUs that only have 6 slots on them. And it's just gonna be an easy way for me to quickly and safely run multiple mining rigs. And if I ever get more electrical capacity in the future, you know, I could just splice those services and be able to take that ceiling a little bit higher, because technically each PDU I could run 6 full-size miners off of without getting fully into the weeds of it. We're using the Orient PDUs / fog hashing PDUs. I was able to pick up a lot of these from actually BitDog or Mike. Incredible dude, met him for lunch. Very cool, very fun time, wishing him the best. He's been building an immersion mining shed, focused mainly on Bitcoin mining, or all on Bitcoin mining so far. And he said that he kind of took what we did as a blueprint and improved it, and that's so cool. And that's exactly what I love to hear that, because I view this as like a fantasy factory of Bitcoin and crypto mining, and I'll come out here, I'll do stuff, and maybe it'll be great, and maybe it'll suck. And I'm essentially open sourcing what I'm doing, my designs and everything, even just the way I deploy stuff out here on the Voskcoin farm. And I hope that you take this, and I hope that you improve it and you run with it and you build 2.0 versions or whatever. But back when I got into this, there wasn't information like this out there. Obviously, I'm not the only one doing stuff like this these days. But back then, oh my gosh, it was so much more difficult to find any information, any ideas, anything to just kind of copy and paste. But there are some, you know, key guys back then, especially Philip back on the forum, absolute legend, that really kind of ran with the Trio mining rig design, which was like a small riserless GPU mining rig that could be expanded into bigger rigs later on if desired. That was like one of my favorite things in my crypto journey. It was so cool. But yeah, here's where it gets crazier. I got a new mining building on the way. It's been delayed, so that's frustrating. But it's on the way, but it should still be on the way soon. So I've got 400 of the 200 amps earmarked for that, which if I ran full-size miners, I wouldn't be able to fill up every slot, but a couple of my mining rigs will probably consume less electricity, so it's gonna be just fine. And because I'm having a big beef with my electric company, I'm just saying, okay, all right, fine, I'm done. There's a 400 amp service on Voskcoin HQ. I'm taking those 400 amps and I'm gonna run them to another mining building that we have on the way. We have 2 more mining buildings on the way. It's going to be the last key piece of expansion in this cycle of crypto. I'm going to tell my electricity company what I'm doing, and they may come out here and finally give me another transformer, or who knows, we'll see what happens. But I am telling them I need this electricity, and they're trying to bully me into a $120,000 bill, and I don't really like that. You don't push me, dude. I push back. So I'll be running 400 amps and then that other 200 amps, so 600 amps into one of these mining buildings. But I'm contemplating running one of those 200 amp services into the mini pod and just get more miners deployed that way. But my whole situation is weird, and maybe this is a boring video, but this is like the reality as you kind of fumble through this. I would do so many things different in retrospect. Like if I had the budget, I would just pull 3-phase out here from the get-go. And, you know, have a higher voltage, more density. It's just the right decision depending on your goals. If you got a goal in capital to get to like 0.5 megawatt plus. But as it stands, you know, I've got all this stuff. I have all these different services, and I need to run the majority of these services. Like what I'm saying is I need to be using like over 200 amps of electricity on each service to get to a better power rating. If I don't, I pay like 10 cents per kilowatt hour, or maybe like 9.5 cents. When I use over 200 amps, I'm getting about 7.5 cents to even closer to 7 cents, depending on the time of year. And that's essentially 50% lower electricity rate than my residential home electric service here. So it's a constant hustle and struggle to just get everything maxed out here. I would definitely do 600 amp services in retrospect. You need to talk to your local electric company and see what the deal is, but basically out here you give them a load letter, you say, hey, I'm going to run this, and they say, okay, we're going to make so much money off you, we're going to install this for free. And you say, okay, and then you have an electric service within a month or so. One thing I'm doing now that I'm so excited about, well, don't be too excited, Timmy. You take a glance and these numbers are all wrong. Why is all this shit offline? That said, if you notice, like 40 amps, it's supposed to be about 70 and over 30. Click that back on, click that back on. Oh my gosh, half of these are offline. Oh my god, these aren't working either. Why is everything easy passive income? One of the miners is down in there. I really should have wired a disconnect on this because I have to flip this thing at the breaker. You have to manually start the circulation on the B60. You have to wait, then turn the mining on. Easy passive income, right? These things are incredible though. I'm actually just gonna set up a camera and I'm gonna remote into that camera and I'm gonna just take a quick glance at what the readout is on these, right? So I know like roughly what these should be. I'm gonna finely tune this stuff and change a few things over the next month, and now I'm gonna basically just write down a number and say like, okay, this should be over 140 amps. If it's under 140 amps, something's wrong, something's off, a miner is having some kind of issue, right? But this is a 400 amp service, 240 voltage, of course. So I can absolutely use 160 amps on each of these circuits. So watch as these machines will come online. You can see something's firing up right there. The power usage is increasing in real time. But the point is, originally when I wired up the immersion shed, I put these drock meters on everything because it's a really cool, easy way. Right, see how we're at about 70 amps and climbing over there, and over 30 amps on that Bixbit unit. You can see this one's rapidly climbing too. The point is, right, that I use these to get a pulse. I know this one's supposed to be about 60 amps. When I look at this, I know it's supposed to be about 80 amps. I look at those, 30, 80, over 70, whatever. And I use these to, keep tabs on the situation easily in real time. And I mean, there's miner management software. There's a bunch of things you can do.
Looking for a software to easily manage your miners? Be sure to also check out Luxor's suite of mining tools, which offers pools, a marketplace, derivatives, firmware, and their own hash rate index, which is backed by their own data and research. Luxor works with some of the big guys like Core Scientific, Marathon Digital, and Atlas Mining. Luxor is a sponsor of our channel, and we use their mining management software to manage some of our miners. The platform is super sleek and easy to use and helps us track profitability and when miners go down. To learn more about Luxor, check out their link in the video description below and use code Voskcoin to save.
Some things are easy, some things are hard, but like I have so many different mining rigs. If I was just running straight Bitcoin miners, it would be so much easier. But I'm not, right? I've got Cadena miners in here. I've got Nervos Network miners in here. I've got Bitcoin miners on 3 different types of firmware in here. I've got, of course, Dogecoin miners in here. And all of those are just right here in the liquid. I've got 20 different Bitcoin miner models in here. But yeah, there's a bunch of ways to do this stuff. There's pros and cons to how I'm doing it. Don't have any of the subscription fees or anything like that I have to deal with. But it makes some things painful out here. And the bottom line is I'm putting those amp meters on everything, on all these different services out here. So for example, one thing I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to just walk right into the digital shovel, and I'm going to have some meters on the wall, and I'll be able to see, okay, this PDU, and this PDU, what's drawing from all of those here in that unit. And I guess I'm just kind of reaching the final phase of this farm, at least in its current evolution, if you will, because I can only do so much more here. I can only take this so much farther. I can only tune this in so many more ways. And at some point I need to stop reinvesting, and I need to just take profits, and I need to just let it ride, and I kind of want to take a little bit of break. I've had my foot on the gas for quite a long time. And the electrical infrastructure, it's expensive. Running all these circuits I was talking about earlier and running that wire from the field building, Voskcoin HQ, across the way, that's over $5,000 in wire. Just wire, right? Not even talking the circuits or the conduit. That's another $2,300 of conduit. And this next leg of electrical expansion is going to cost me over $10,000 just in parts. I've got a great electrician that I work with. Some stuff we do, some stuff we do with BMA. A lot of the stuff he just does. you know, but it's going to cost me another couple grand in labor. But when it's all said and done, and you know, it's a lot of spending money in in the hopes of making money, right? And it's not all about that, you know. I mean, I secure the network, I push it forward, I do my part, I stack some coin, right? But I also cannot bankrupt myself on a dream. I need to run a profitable business here. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at, where my head's at. The bigger things you do, the more expensive everything gets. Kind of reminds me of one other part. I'm learning how to do things better and more effectively and cleaner. But if you look at that, that's a 400 amp disconnect. Anywhere you get that thing, it's like $1,000. It's expensive. But I'm running 400 amps into that, and then from there, I'm going to run into the bus bar on a new mining building, and that'll distribute 400 amps throughout its PDUs and its setup and build and everything. And it'll be very easy, quick, clean, and proper, and just basically instantly energize that thing. But yeah, you would never look at that and be like, oh wow, that must be a $1,000 box. I'm not even talking about the wire in it. Like just literally the box and the breaker in it, 1,000 bucks for 400 amps. The more amperage you do, the more expensive it gets. So it's still cool out here. I need to get my miners out of HQ. It's nice to have free heat in there, and I'll always do that a little bit, you know, in the cold months at least. But yeah, it's like it's getting warmer. It's gonna go from getting warmer to warm to hot. And on a 50, 60 degree day here in Virginia, that building will be about 90 to 100 degrees on the inside all day. Too hot for numerous reasons. So I got to get that stuff out. I got to get it deployed. I have literally no capacity as my farm sits right now, which is why I'm pushing forward, spending more money, spending more time, expanding my mining farm, you know, capabilities out here. And this is essentially going to be the ceiling for me for probably quite a while, but you never know me. It's painful being me, but gosh, but that's the plan. Hopefully the plan doesn't change. But the point simply being is one other thing I'm going to shift my focus to is what machines are just not cutting it. What mining rigs are burning more than they're earning. Market's pulled back a little bit. Mining competition continues to increase. Previous generation hardware continues to simply get older, less competitive, thus less viable. And yeah, I'm going to cap the farm here at some point soon. And then honestly, I'm finally shifting gears and I'm looking at solar, and I'm just going to start spending, you know, I'm just going to reinvest instead of mining farm infrastructure and miners. I'm going to invest in solar. Imagine if I had enough solar out here to offset half my electricity costs. That means that my electricity bill would essentially go from 7 cents to 3.5 cents. If I have a 3-cent electric rate, it's going to be hard to lose. I'm going to win. I'm going to dominate forever. And that's the game plan. I'm going to speak it into existence. I've been chasing this for a long time. It's been like an 8-year journey just to this point, you know, not counting everything that kind of added up prior to that. And basically my goal is by year 10 to have seriously offset my electricity costs out here. My dream is to zero them out. If I could run 100 miners and be generating the electricity for all of them, I think maybe that's my end game. Maybe that's it. That maybe that's my Valhalla. That's where I'm going. The promised land. The end of the journey. There ain't no end of the journey for me till I'm dead. I'll still keep doing shit. I'll be like, okay, welcome back. We're doing geothermal cooling today. Okay, I built a pond and it is now our giant water cooling reservoir. We're doing hydro mining. I don't know. I'll keep doing crazy shit. And I just appreciate you if you've taken the time to watch this whole video. Again, hey, I'm Drew Vosk. You're on the Voskcoin YouTube channel. Hope you're having a good one. This is 10 seconds of tails as we close this out. And now I'm clocking now. Actually, I have a ton more work to do. I'm just ending the video. Goodbye.